Hi, my name is Juan, and today we're going to talk about introduction to the learning process for teachers and trainers. By the way, this presentation will be separated in 4 sessions. This is the first one, and you will have also in PDF version. So also there's going to be available a test in order to know that you learn a little bit. This is dedicated for teacher trainers, for future teachers, I can say. And also I want to say thank you to Allison, Empower Yourself, and English Lands. Thanks to them, this was possible to make this presentation. Well, and after completing this module, you will be able to identify the 4 different domains of learning, and also identify 2 main learning theories, and of course distinguish between curriculum learning and incidental learning in the classroom. Also choose an everyday example of educational readiness from a list of examples, and define usefulness or transfer in relation to learning. Well, the learning process, it is generally defined as relatively permanent changes in behavior, skills, knowledge, or attitudes resulting from identifiable psychological and social experiences. A key feature is permanence. Changes to not count as learning if they are temporary. You do not learn a phone number if you forget it in a minute after you dial the number. You do not learn to like vegetables if you only eat them when forced. The change has to last. So there are 4 domains, I can say, in the learning process. One of them is physical, social, emotional, and cognitive. So, and also I can say that you do not learn to sneeze by catching a cold, but you do have to learn many skills and behaviors that are physical based, such as riding a bicycle or throwing a ball. So you can also learn to like or dislike a person, even though this change might not happen deliberately. Learning is not the same as teaching. The distinction between the learning and teaching is especially important for teachers to remember. Teachers must be careful not to confuse their efforts, example teaching, with what students get from their effort learning. The circumstances of teaching, the number of students in the classroom, can influence teachers' perception of learning, and therefore also influence how they teach. There are several major theories in the learning process. The 2 main theories that are explained in this course will be mentioned also. One of them is behaviorism and constructivism. Behaviorism, this theory emphasizes the links that can often be observed among our behaviors and the circumstances of the behavior. A variety of behaviorism called operant conditioning has been used by a number of educators to explain and organize management strategies for certain students, especially those with the behavioral problems. And we have constructivism. This theory emphasizes the inner thoughts of learners. The 2 main varieties are psychological constructivism and social constructivism. Psychological constructivism emphasizes the independence of learners' thinking, and social constructivism emphasizes learners' need for social connections while learning. So basically those are the 2 main theories that we are mentioning in this presentation. So on the other hand, we also have teachers' perspective on learning. For teachers, learning usually refers to things that happen in schools or classrooms, even though every teacher can, of course, describe examples of learning that happen outside of these places. Teachers' perspective on learning often emphasize the following three ideas. One of them is curriculum, content, and academic achievement. Sequencing and readiness. Another one is the importance of transferring learning to new or future situations. Sometimes teachers to emphasize whatever is taught in schools deliberately, including both the official curriculum and the various behavior and routines that make classrooms run smoothly. So now we're going to talk about curriculum, content, and academic achievement. So in the classroom, there is a lot of learning that takes place alongside the explicit learning of the curriculum. This is called incidental learning, and it occurs without the teacher or learner deliberately trying to make it happen. Teachers often see this incidental learning and welcome it in their classroom, but their responsibility for curriculum goals more often focuses in their efforts on what students can learn through conscious or deliberate effort. And we have also sequencing and readiness. The distinction between teaching and learning creates a secondary issue for teachers. Educational readiness, this concept traditionally referred to how well students were prepared to cope with or profit from the activities and expectation of school. At older ages, example, university level, talking about that, the term readiness is often replaced by a more specific term, prerequisites. I have an example over here. A young child is ready to start school if he or she is in good health, shows moderately good social skills, can use a pencil to make simple drawings, can take care of personal or physical needs. And we consider that is important when to send kids to school, right? Well, learning to read and learning to solve arithmetic problems are major goals of the initial curriculum, the school curriculum, because these skills are meant to be used not only inside the classroom but outside as well. Well, the main points from this module are as follows. We have learning is generally defined as relatively permanent changes in behavior, skills, knowledge, or attitudes resulting from identifiable psychological or social experiences. Learning can be physical, social, emotional, or cognitive. Learning is not the same as teaching. Of course, we have to remember that. That's going to be in the test, by the way. Two of the main learning theories are behaviorism and constructivism. Behaviorism emphasizes the links that can often be observed among overt behaviors and the circumstances of the behavior. Constructivism emphasizes the inner thoughts of learners.